What's up, everyone out there in YouTube land? It's me, Perry Lovewhistle, and I'm back on Zaner in Project 1999 Green. And some of you might already be aware of this, but I have now made it to level 55. This means a couple of things. First of all, it means I've got some upgrades in my spell book. First of all, I've got Call of Fire instead of Call of Sky, which is almost double the damage. I also have Chloroplast as a buff, which is a 10 HP per tick regen buff, which is going to make soloing a lot easier. All of this combined is going to make soloing a little bit easier. But it also means that I can participate in Western Waste, Dragon Necropolis, and Temple of Vishan raids with Castle, which means I need to run by the bank because there's something I've been sitting on for a long time. That's right. My Seaworthy Planking, which unfortunately, as it seems, is giant-sized and has a weight of 10. Luckily, I've got enough weight reduction bags and stuff like that 10 isn't going to be an issue for me for a while. The Seaworthy Planking was a ground spawn in Iceclad Ocean. I managed to pick some up at the very beginning of Valios when I was just running through Iceclad. It no longer spawns, and because of that, it's the hard-to-get part of a very overpowered ranged weapon, archery weapon, that you can get in Western Wastes. The other two parts are rope from a haunted sea chest in Cobalt Scar and a wing from a raid mob in Western Wastes. So I'm going to see if I can get that rope today and then hold on for that wing at the next castle raid into Western Wastes. Alright, so I am now fully buffed, except for my Shield of Brambles, which I need to put on right before the fight. I'm pretty sure I can pull the sea chest up onto one of these banks. I am very nervous, because if it kills me, I will de-level. But, you know what? You only live once. There it is. Okay, so he's hitting pretty hard. Well, here's my 100 foot of waterproof rope, and dropped a JD ring. Couple of plat, nothing too crazy. But all in all, I would say that was actually way easier than I was expecting. I may kill a couple more chests just for the XP and see what sorts of random loot I get out of them. Well, after killing a couple of sea chests, I have determined that it is really not worth my time. They are dark green, so they don't give me great experience, and while they have a huge possible loot table, I only got a couple of 3 or 4 platinum items off of any of the ones that I killed. So I'm just going to move on and head to Western Wastes. And for those of you who aren't aware, you get to Western Wastes by going through Siren's Grotto. So first you have to get all the way out to the Siren's Grotto zone line, and you will have to go past some sirens to get there. Oh, they don't see invis. So now we know. The sirens don't see invis. And this is the zone line into Siren's Grotto, which is a long, dangerous zone full of aggressive mobs that see invis. There's two ways through. One is YOLO, just run through. My levitate will drop off as soon as I come in, and you just train the Western Waste zone line. The other is to get evac'd across by either a wizard or a druid, which is what Castle is going to do when we do our Western Wastes raid tomorrow. So I'm going to fast forward until I have a guild here to get me through this terrifying zone. All right, we are starting to gather for a Western Wastes raid. So we've got these enthralled Bolthars who do not see invis, but if you are not invis, they will come right through, which is what happened to our druid. We're going to see if we can evac through before they hit her. And that takes us right to here. I guess this is, yep, this is the Western Waste zone line. And Western Waste is the last outdoor zone in Valios. But there is not much of a need for a tour of Western Waste. It is a big, mostly empty zone. It's a great place to fear kite. I'll probably be soloing these Brontotherms, or Brontotheriums, after this. Apparently fear kiting out here is great level 55 plus soloing for rangers. So I will come back once we are ready to kill the drake to hopefully get my huge drake wing. So a couple of things I have noticed about Western Waste while I wait for the rest of the guild to get here. First of all, just to give you an idea of how spread out everything is, this is what ranger tracking looks like. So I can track a huge area of this zone, and I'm getting 15 NPCs and then one of our warriors. Everything's pretty spread out. Also, it seems like none of it can see invis. I am factioned with the Drakes. They are on Dragon faction. I am not factioned with the Ice Burrowers, which are the Redcons. They will absolutely eat my lunch. And it seems like nothing mines wolf form out here. So, just some Western Waste factoids for anyone who doesn't want to waste the time coming out here just to get destroyed by some pathing thing that sees invis and is super aggressive. It seems like your basic outdoor safety tools work here. But it's probably a good idea to keep all of them up when possible.
I'm just gonna nuke this thing. We ain't got time for this.
It's
That
actually
hurts my feelings.
It's actually only a 30 hit. It's pretty minimal.
Nice spell, Loaf. Did it land?
All right. As always, thanks, Castle, for doing the dirty work. Now I just gotta wait to be able to loot it.
Be right back. Alright, zoning in.
And all the way at the northwest corner of this zone, we have this pirate ship down off the cliff, which I hope I can get back up as easily as I can get down. Let's make sure that none of these guys are KOS to me. Okay, indifferent. Indifferent. You have Breezeboot Sword Rattler, who talks to you about how they're better than the pirates in the ice-clad ocean, but despite that, they still managed to wreck their ship. And he is asking for stuff to fix it. So basically, he needs something to replace his sail,
So put up your...
something to replace the rope, which is this 100 foot of waterproof rope, and some planking, seaworthy planking. Give him these 3 items, and you get Breezeboots' Frigid Gnasher. And I'm going to have way more on this once I get done with our TOV raid, because this is a really awesome item. So I'll come back once I'm ready to show it off. Well, the TOV raid was largely uneventful, but here I am back in East Commonlands, a nice safe zone where I have access to arrows, where I can show off just how great the BFG actually is. So, first of all, just putting it side by side with the rain collar, it doesn't actually seem that great. Same damage, a higher delay, no stats. It does have a knockback effect, which is a 10-second cast, not a proc, which is not really useful in any way. And it's also heavy as heck. But the big difference is it can be used in the primary slot, which takes advantage of some code change that happened for Rangers in the Valios expansion. You might already be aware of this, but if you shoot an arrow at something that is not moving and not rooted, it does double damage. So even when you don't crit, it automatically doubles the damage that you do. That's supposed to encourage Rangers to be Rangers in combat and actually stand back and fire off arrows into stuff that's being tanked, which some of the Rangers in our guild are actually properly equipped to do that. But having Breezeboot's Frigid Gnasher be a primary equipable weapon, that means that I can take advantage of that double damage while actually fighting myself. So, notice I am meleeing and getting double damage, which turns Breezeboot's Frigid Gnasher into a damage 40, delay 50 primary weapon. The downside is it eats through arrows. So it is a great primary weapon, not a great ranged weapon. But unless I carry around, I've currently just purchased 10 stacks of arrows, but this is not a long-term solution. The long-term solution is getting myself a Tolan's Darkwood Racer. So if you find me sometime this weekend, I will probably be in Sibyllus trying to get myself a Brog kill. If you want to come down and group in Sibyllus, then I'll see you there. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Bye!